In 2026, the highest-selling luxury items aren't the newest EVs. They are the restored icons of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Why? Because we crave the mechanical click of a gear shifter. We crave the smell of gasoline and the feedback of a steering wheel that actually tells you what the tires are doing. Last time, we talked about some heavy hitters. But today, we're digging deeper into the vault. We found 25 different old-school legends that didn't just move people, they moved the soul. If these cars hit the showrooms today, exactly as they were built 30 years ago, the modern car industry wouldn't just be challenged, it would be conquered. Let's count them down. 1. Nissan Skyline GT-R R32 Godzilla. We start with the car that literally broke the rules of racing. The R32 GT-R earned the nickname Godzilla because it was so dominant that racing commissions had to change the rules to stop it. Today's supercars are fast, but they feel sterilized. The R32 gave you a raw. 2. Mercedes-Benz 190e 2.5-16 Evolution 2. Back in the early 90s, Mercedes wasn't trying to make lifestyle crossovers. They were trying to win the DTM Racing Championship. The Evo 2 is a boxy, flared-out masterpiece. It represents a time when Mercedes-Benz over-engineered everything. In a world of plastic engine covers, the 190e Evo 2 is a high-revving, road-legal race car that would sell out to every executive who misses real German quality. 3. Toyota AE86 Trueno Levin. The AE86 isn't the fastest car on this list, but it might be the most fun. It's a lightweight, rear-wheel drive hatchback that became the face of drifting culture. Modern cars are too heavy. If Toyota released a 2,200-pound, naturally aspirated AE86 today for $28,000, it would be the ultimate solution for enthusiasts who just want to drive for the sake of driving. 4. Audi Quattro, the original. Before the Quattro, all-wheel drive was for tractors and trucks. Audi changed everything by putting it into a boxy, turbocharged coupe. The 5-cylinder engine note is a symphony that modern 4-cylinder engines can't replicate. With the current obsession with adventure vehicles, an original Audi Quattro would be the king of the mountain once again. 5. Volvo 240 wagon. Affectionately known as the Brick, the Volvo 240 is perhaps the most indestructible family car ever built. It's simple, safe, and has enough cargo space to live in. In today's van life and camping culture, a brand new 0-mile 240 wagon would be the ultimate hipster status symbol. 6. Ford Sierra RS Cosworth. The Sierra Cosworth was a working man's hero in Europe. It had a massive whale-tail wing and a turbocharged heart that could humiliate Ferraris at a stoplight. Ford is currently struggling to find its identity with EVs, but bringing back the raw, aggressive Sierra would bring the fans back in droves. 7. Lancia Delta HF Integrale. Italian flair meets rally-bred violence. The Delta Integrale is a wide-body legend that won 6 consecutive World Rally Championships. It's small, angry, and incredibly stylish. If Lancia, which is currently a shadow of its former self, relaunched this today, they would be relevant again in 24 hours. 8. Mitsubishi Pajero Evolution. Before the world was obsessed with overlanding, Mitsubishi built the Pajero Evo. It was a street-legal version of their Dakar rally winner. It's a short-wheelbase, flared-fender beast that could jump sand dunes at 100 mph. Today's SUVs are soft. The Pajero Evo is a weapon. 9. Honda NSX, the original. The original NSX proved that a supercar could be reliable. It was designed with input from Ayrton Senna, and the cockpit was inspired by an F-16 fighter jet. Modern supercars are too fast for their own good. The NSX gave you the perfect balance of power and handling that you could actually use on a public road. 10. Saab 900 Turbo. Saab went bankrupt, but the world hasn't forgotten the 900 Turbo. It was quirky, the ignition was between the seats, and the turbo kicked like a mule. In a sea of generic-looking cars, the 900 Turbo's unique silhouette would stand out as the thinking man's choice. 11. The Cult Classics. The 240Z is the car that made the world take Japan seriously. It's the quintessential sports car, long hood, short deck, and an inline-6 engine. Nissan's current Z car is nice, but it's heavy. An original lightweight 240Z with modern metallurgy would be a purist's dream. 12. Plymouth Barracuda. The Cuda is the meaner brother of the Mustang. With its shaker hood and massive Hemi V8, it represents the peak of the American muscle era. As Dodge transitions to electric chargers, the demand for a raw, gas-guzzling, tire-smoking Barracuda is at an all-time high. 13. Peugeot 205 GTI. Ask any European enthusiast what the best handling car of the 80s was, and they'll say the 205 GTI. It was tiny, light, and terrifyingly fast on a twisty road. It's the definition of a hot hatch, something that is sadly disappearing from modern showrooms. 14. Jeep Cherokee XJ. The XJ Cherokee is arguably the best Jeep ever made. It was a unibody SUV that was as comfortable in the city as it was on a trail. Modern Jeeps have become too expensive and tech-heavy. A simple boxy XJ with the 4.0L engine would be the best-selling SUV in America tomorrow. 15. De Tomaso Pantera. What happens when you put a Ford V8 into an Italian supercar body? You get the Pantera. It's loud, it's beautiful, and it's unapologetically analog. In an era of hybrid hypercars, the Pantera's raw mechanical violence is exactly what collectors are craving. 16. Mazda RX-7 SA22C FB. Before the twin-turbo FD, we all know, there was the FB. It was smaller, simpler, and showcased the rotary engine's potential to the masses. It's a featherweight sports car that handles like a go-kart. 17. Volkswagen Corrado VR6. The Corrado was the sophisticated older brother of the GTI. It had a narrow-angle V6, the VR6, that sounded like nothing else on Earth. If VW brought back this engine in a sleek coupe today, it would win over every enthusiast who thinks modern Volkswagens have lost their edge. 18. Lotus Esprit. The Esprit proved that you didn't need a V12 to be a supercar. It used lightweight and aerodynamic wedge styling to conquer the 80s. It's the ultimate Bond car, and its design is still more striking than most cars built in 2026. 19. Ford Capri. They called it the European Mustang. It was a simple, rear-wheel drive coupe for the everyman. It wasn't fancy, but it had soul. Ford is bringing the name back as an electric crossover, which many fans feel is a mistake. A real RWD Capri would be a massive hit. 20. Jaguar E-Type. Enzo Ferrari called this the most beautiful car ever made. Today, Jaguar is trying to become an all-electric luxury brand. But if they just built the E-Type again, with its long flowing lines, it would be the most desirable luxury car on the planet. 21. Chevrolet Nova SS. The Nova was the sleeper. It looked like a grandma's car until you stepped on the gas. It was affordable muscle for the masses. In a world where a new truck costs $70,000, an affordable V8-powered Nova would be a breath of fresh air. 22. Suzuki Samura. The Samurai was a tiny, mountain-climbing goat. It was narrow, light, and could go places a Hummer couldn't. With the massive success of the modern Suzuki Jimny overseas, the US market is starving for a return of the Samurai. 23. BMW E30 M3. The E30 M3 is often cited as the greatest driver's car of all time. It wasn't about 0 to 60 times, it was about the steering feel. Modern BMWs have become heavy and complicated. An E30 M3 built today would remind the world what the ultimate driving machine actually means. 24. Land Rover Defender Original. The original Defender was a tool, not a toy. You could wash the interior with a hose. The new Defender is a luxury SUV. But the world still needs a rugged, boxy Land Rover that doesn't mind getting scratched by a tree branch. 25. Lamborghini Countach LP400. And finally, number 25. The car that was on every kid's bedroom wall in the 80s, the Lamborghini Countach. Why would this dominate today? Because the Countach represents the death of reason and the birth of spectacle. Today's supercars are designed by wind tunnels and computers. They all look the same. The Countach was designed to be outrageous. It has the scissor doors, the brutal angles, and a V12 that screams like a banshee.